'cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make.
Yo, I got a lot of shit to say, so I'ma do this every day. I'll be writing things until I'm fucking buried in my grave.
Finished the 2024 season with a 15-2 record and won the NFC North for the second straight year.
Down to the 10, Jameer to the 5, Jameer to the end zone, touchdown Detroit Lions! Gibbs from 13 yards out, and the Lions go 2 scores up.
It was a season teams and their fan bases dream of on the offensive side of the football, as they averaged over 33 points per game and scored 40 points 6 times over the course of the 2024 season. Unfortunately, they lost to the Jaden Daniels-led Washington Commanders in the divisional round of the playoffs, and in a span of 3 hours, the best season in franchise history became exactly that. History.
The Lions season was ended in the divisional round of the playoffs. Despite the disappointing ending, they are set to return as one of the Super Bowl favorites yet again.
But for as fun as the 2024 Lions season was at times, this was also a team that was mauled by injury throughout the year, specifically on the defensive side of the football. There was a point last year where the Lions had over 20 players on season-ending IR, yet they still battled through adversity, and when the 1 seed was on the line in Week 18 against the Minnesota Vikings, they beat their division rival by over 20 points. But because of the way their season ended against Washington, combined with both of their coordinators leaving this offseason, I think we're at a point where people are sleeping and underestimating the Detroit Lions. And I don't know who needs to hear this, but they're still one of the best teams in football. They're not going anywhere. They're still here. And they're still very much Super Bowl contenders. And in today's video, we're going to break down the 2025 Lions. If you could like the video before we start, I would really appreciate it. And without further ado, let's begin. And we are starting today's video by discussing who the Lions brought in and who they lost this offseason. And with the 2025 Lions, it has to start with losing not just one coordinator from last year, but both, as former offensive coordinator Ben Johnson is now the Chicago Bears head coach, and former defensive coordinator Aaron Glenn is now the New York Jets head coach. They also lost corner Carlton Davis in free agency, as he signed a 3-year, $54 million deal with the Patriots, just one offseason after being traded from the Bucs for a third-round pick. Unfortunately, as we know, the 2024 Lions defense was ravaged by injury, and Carlton Davis was not an exception. He unfortunately fractured his jaw in Week 15 against Buffalo last year, and because he was on a 1-year deal, that was his final game as a Lion. They also lost guard Kevin Zeitler in free agency to the Titans, and while this was not a loss in free agency, this absolutely has to be noted, and it's that center Frank Ragnow retired. So heading into 2025, the Lions had to replace not just one, but 2 interior offensive linemen in Frank Ragnow and Kevin Zeitler. Outside of those 3 players, and of course both coordinators, and even some position coaches who went with Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn, the Lions didn't lose as many players as you may think in free agency. Edge Zadarius Smith was a player they traded for last year from Cleveland and is currently a free agent after being released by the Lions back in March. Outside of defensive back Afatu Melifonwu signing with the Dolphins on a 1-year, $3 million deal, every other player the Lions lost in free agency signed on deals worth less than $1.5 million per year. Corner Kendall Vildor went to the Bucs, defensive tackle Kyle Pecco, who played 5 games with the Lions, went to the Patriots, and defensive end Jonah Williams, who played 2 games with the Lions, went to the Saints. Now, with how good Brad Holmes and company have drafted over the past several years, we are getting to a point where the Lions are going to be limited in terms of what they can do in free agency, and that's one of the trade-offs of having an elite football team. Would you rather pay Jared Goff, Penei Sewell, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and soon-to-be Aiden Hutchinson and Jamison Williams what they're worth, or try to be the kings of free agency? And that's my point with the Lions. Now, there's obviously good free agent signings, and Saquon Barkley and Derrick Henry last year are great examples, but typically there's a reason teams would rather build through the draft than try and be free agency winners every year.
I've got a
But
few
the one
starting.
big player the Lions brought in
Here,
free
I'll
agency
show you
was
this.
a very good player in former Jets corner DJ Reed. DJ Reed is going to be a player Lions fans in the city of Detroit
Pause
loves.
this.
He's tough, he's nasty,
she's
and
running
he
to
is
the
everything
store.
that a Motor City Dan Campbell Detroit Lion
Shit.
represents.
Campaign
And when you hear
already.
the phrase build through the draft and supplement in free agency, this is the textbook definition of that. Having DJ Reed out there along with Amik Robertson, Brian Branch, Kirby Joseph, and 2024 first-round corner Terrion Arnold is a hell of a secondary. And whenever Carlton Davis left to sign with the Patriots in free agency, you
we get
knew they
enough
had to
in here to
replace
where I'll
him,
be able to do some
whether
ad
it be
reads,
through the
'cause you
draft
know how that's a
again
new
or
rule.
like they ended up doing with DJ Reed in free agency. The rest of the Lions free agency was mostly bringing guys back like Levi Onwuz.
All right, let's go here. Share. All right, my team. Let's go to matchups. Game Center. I call it Game Center. I have Amon-Ra St. Brown from Detroit. I have Sam Laporta, Jameson Williams, the kicker, and the defense. So I'm pretty much all Lions today. That's going to change throughout the weeks, though. It's just what the recommended setup was.
Zurike, who is unfortunately out for the season due to an ACL tear, Tim Patrick, and Dan Skipper. But one other player they did bring in, which was a
someone from
player I
Arizona.
liked especially for depth, was defensive tackle Roy Lopez. You'll never hear me complain about a team bringing in beef, especially on a 1-year, $3.5 million deal that provides the Lions both depth and a bit of security if worse comes to worse, like it unfortunately did at several positions on the defensive side of the football last year. Now, speaking of the 2025 Lions defense, I don't know how you can't be anything but optimistic about this unit heading into the year. And the reason I mentioned the injury part during the Roy Lopez signing specifically was this team had every reason to quit last year. This team had every reason to say we're done and we can't come out of this, and they tossed the year up to injury. But this team still finished top 5 in defensive DVOA and top 7 in defensive EPA per play. And I know the 2024 Lions offense received a lot of love, and rightfully so, by the way, as that was truly one of the best offenses we've seen so far in the 21st century, and I do not say that lightly, but there seems to be this narrative that it was just the offense and that the defense was kind of just there, or average, and that wasn't the case. Now, it is unfortunate the Lions allowed 481 yards of opposing offense against Washington in the divisional round of the playoffs, but you don't accidentally allow the 7th fewest points and force the 10th most turnovers, along with both DVOA and EPA stats we just mentioned, by being an average run-of-the-mill defense. And I have been a big Aiden Hutchinson fan for a while and was pretty vocal. I thought he was well on his way to winning a Defensive Player of the Year award last year before unfortunately suffering a broken leg against the Cowboys, and obviously we are not going to show that play. But when Hutch was injured after just 4.5 games into the year, he had 45 pressures on 198 pass rushing snaps. The league leader in pressures was Trey Hendrickson and Myles Garrett, who tied with 83 pressures, and each player had over 475 pass rushing snaps last year. Now, I do think Hutch was going to inevitably slow down a bit from a pressure standpoint, but he was on a different level last year. And if he returns to being the player he was, then the Lions are getting a Defensive Player of the Year caliber player back who will be in very favorable situations this year. And when you look at what the Lions' defensive philosophy is going to be under first-year defensive coordinator Kelvin Shepard, it's going to be to stop the run on early downs so that they can have guys like Aiden Hutchinson and Marcus Davenport and even Aleem McNeil when he returns get after the quarterback. And do you think it's a coincidence the Lions drafted a 325-plus pound defensive tackle in the first round of the draft this year, despite giving Aleem McNeil a $97 million contract extension in October, 6 or 7 months prior to the 2025 draft? And the answer is no. And that's going to be the goal of the 2025 Lions defense. Have everyone sell out and stop the run on early downs, and have Alex Anzalone and Jack Campbell, a very underrated linebacking duo, by the way, fill gaps and force teams into 3rd and 7 and 3rd and 8. That way you have to throw the ball against the 2024 interception leader in Kirby Joseph, as well as one of the most underrated players in football in Brian Branch. barring injury, of course, because that's going to be a big thing to follow with the 2025 Lions. And unfortunately, 2024 second-round corner Ennis Rakestraw Jr. is already out for the year, but this is one of the best defenses in football. The only real concern I have is a second edge rusher behind Aiden Hutchinson. I'm definitely not sold on Marcus Davenport, and he is the definition of a wild card, as he has played in 6 total games over the last 2 years. But what you see from the 2025 Lions defense from afar is, in a lot of ways, what you get. And as simple as the idea is, their goal is going to be to stop the run and to force you to throw against a secondary that intercepted the 5th most passes out of any team in the NFL last year and basically say, beat us. Oh, and by the way, in terms of complementary football, this team is one of the best at that too because of how good they are as an offense. Their goal is simple: get up on you quick offensively and have a DPOY caliber pass rusher get after your quarterback with a first-team all-pro ball hawking safety waiting for you to test him in the secondary. The only thing I worry about is a second pass rusher, and unfortunately what was detrimental to this team last year, health. I like Aaron Glenn as a defensive coach, and he deserves a lot of credit for what he did last this type of class. They brought in Penei Sewell, Aleem McNeil, and Amon-Ra St. Brown, and a couple of other players as well, but those were the 3 big hits in a draft. They signed all 3 players to $90+ million contract extensions, and Penei Sewell and Amon-Ra specifically had $100+ million contract extensions. And as if that's not enough to kickstart a rebuild, in 2022 they had Aiden Hutchinson, Jamison Williams, and first-team All-Pro safety Kirby Joseph, all of which are going to be paid soon, and Kirby Joseph already has been paid. Those are 2 slam dunk drafts, and they ended the year 9-8 and on a good run, and in the final game of 2022, they prevented the Green Bay Packers from getting to the postseason and sent Aaron Rodgers home in what was his final game as a Green Bay Packer. 2023, I will be honest, this was one of the best draft classes in the past decade, and I do think the word generational, as we often refer to it on the channel as the G word, is used far too often to discuss draft prospects. You'll see a good first-round receiver, kind of like Tetairoa McMillan this year. People will toss around the word generational, and no disrespect to Tetairoa McMillan, he just was not a generational receiving prospect. He was a very good first-round prospect, but just because a player is a first-round prospect does not mean they're generational. But what I will say is the 2021 through 2023 Lions draft class run was a generational run by Brad Holmes. And their 2023 class was absolutely phenomenal as they selected Jahmyr Gibbs, Jack Campbell, Brian Branch, and Sam Laporta with their first 4 selections in the 2023 draft. That type of run is unprecedented, and we've seen through the first 2 years, and the Lions have not accidentally won 27 games over the past 2 years. You don't accidentally go 27-7, and how all of this ties into the 2025 draft class is because of how the Lions have built this roster over the past 4 years since Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell took over. Naturally, the roster is now very complete, and inevitably, there's going to be limitations to the impact that all of these guys can have. And Isaac Tesla specifically, we look at a receiver, a 3rd-round receiver from Arkansas. I kind of ask the question, okay,
like him.
You are now the Lions offensive coordinator. Are you going to dial up a play to Isaac Tesla on the first play of the game, or are you going to try to get Jahmyr Gibbs, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jamison Williams, or Sam Laporta the football, or even David Montgomery the football? And that's kind of my point pertaining to the 2025 Lions rookie impact. Now, for the actual impact the Lions 2025 draftees will have, it's of course going to start with first-round selection Tyleik Williams, a big defensive tackle from Ohio State. And this is going to be a player that Lions fans are going to love over the course of time, maybe aside from the school that he went to. But this is a player that's going to do a lot of things that McNeil does, which is plug holes in the run game and be able to push the pocket as an interior rusher. Now, Tyleik Williams, like Aleem McNeil, is never going to have a season where he's going to have 30 quarterback hits and 14 sacks, and him and Hutch are going to be having conversations week to week of, man, you had 2 sacks last week, I had 1.5, I'm going to get 3 this week, and you get the point, right? Aleem McNeil's career high in tackles is 41. His career high in quarterback hits is 10, and his career high in sacks is 5. Tyleik Williams does not need to be a prime Aaron Donald for this selection to, quote-unquote, be worth it. He's going to do his job, and he's going to do his job at a high level.
When we do switch over to our red zone, we won't have the sound.
What is the actual impact he's going to have this year? I'm going to be honest, I don't think it's going to be all that high, especially from a stat sheet standpoint, because of Aleem McNeil already being there, as well as DJ Reader. Like we mentioned during the during the defensive portion of the video, the Lions' defensive goal this year is going to be to stop the run on early downs, hence the reason of having 3 defensive tackles on the roster north of 325 pounds, and to be able to force you into situations where you have to pass the football against their great secondary. So Tyleek Williams' rookie impact this year, if he has anything higher than 35 or 40 tackles, and if he has 10 quarterback hits as well as 3.5 or 4 sacks, then he is doing his job at a high level for what he was drafted to be, and that is the biggest thing to hammer home with the 2025 Lions draft. Tyleek Williams is not going to be Aaron Donald. He's not going to be Dexter Lawrence just because he's a big defensive tackle. He's going to come in, fill gaps in the run game, push the pocket from an interior.
They are just shy of the 35 of New York. 3-0 lead for the Jets.
You can actually hear me when we're on it, too.
Take the handoff. Rodgers. Flip underneath. Catch made. Jonnu Smith coming off a Pro Bowl season. 6 yards.
First check of the Arizona Cardinals offense. Kyler Murray, right there. That's a 13-yard
Kyler Murray
makes it look easy, picking up a first down for the Cards.
Last year had only 458 yards.
Thanks, 357. Appreciate it. We're two people away from being able to do our first ad read.
Up 6 yards. That's another Pittsburgh first down. Eventually brought down by McDonald.
You're going to see a great job by the left side of that offensive line. There's a double team between the center and the guard, and Broderick Jones opens up the hole by pushing his man up the field.
Gainwell.
Yeah, Cardinal boy.
Steelers are going fast here. Rodgers gets to the line in a hurry, now taking his time.
One of my best buds in this area.
Line of scrimmage is the 25. We've got 4:28 to go in this opening quarter.
Michigan disappointed last night.
Ninth play of the drive, little toss. Gainwell.
I'm more disappointed in the play calling than anything.
Trying to get low, but
for Michigan.
Jets were there. 2.5-yard gain. Harris.
The Cleveland.
Aaron Rodgers leads the Steelers for an opening drive score here in 2025.
This is the Arthur Smith offense. It is play action, getting tight ends out in the open, getting wide receivers out in the open, and getting Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers, 4 of 5, and the one incompletion was that drop that was right on DK Metcalf, but he's got 62 yards passing and that.
But this is a player who has a pretty high floor, all things considered, and he's also pretty nasty as an offensive lineman, and he's definitely going to be a player that Lions fans love, and he's a guy that's going to play next to Penei Sewell, and having your right side of the line be 2 guys with nasty demeanors, Tate Ratledge and Penei Sewell, is exactly what Dan Campbell wants, and Tate Ratledge is in the best way.
We're going to do some checkups on everybody's
over the past couple of years.
Everybody's
now, Isaac
matchup
Tesla,
too,
the third-round selection from Arkansas, was a player who grew up a Lions fan, and whenever he took his pro visit to the Lions before the draft, he was actually wearing a Lions jersey, which was pretty cool.
Pickles,
Lions fans obviously have attached themselves to Tesla over the first couple of weeks of the preseason, and he's done a tremendous job so far in the pre. Jameer Gibbs just had a 1,900 total yard season, and inevitably when Jameer Gibbs or Amon-Ra or Jameson or Sam Laporta or again David Montgomery get the football, naturally that's going to limit the 2025 Lions draft class production. But the Lions are a complete team. They know they do everything together as a team, so I don't think Isaac Tesla, especially with growing up as a Lions fan and seeing this team firsthand grow the way that it has over the past couple of years, I don't think he's going to be a diva receiver that's going to complain that he doesn't have 57 catches in his rookie season and that the team wins less games because he has more production, rather than a player that comes in and has 30 receptions and the team wins 13 or 14 games during his rookie year. So while the Lions 2025 rookie impact is probably not going to be a lot, it is not a reflection of this draft class. It is a reflection of how loaded this roster is. The 2025 Lions offensive discussion has to start by mentioning that former offensive coordinator Ben Johnson is now the Chicago Bears head coach. Ben Johnson is without a doubt one of the best offensive minds in football and is being replaced by John Morton. John Morton was with the Lions back in 2022 as a senior offensive assistant, and he was the passing game coordinator for the Broncos over the past 2 years and is now the Lions offensive coordinator. Now, one thing that I think is frustrating to read pretty regularly on social media is this kind of belief that the Lions' offensive success was made by Ben Johnson. Not the fact that they're elite at nearly every position, but because Ben Johnson is Ben Johnson, that he just...
Let's talk about this Brandon Staley defense. To New England territory, and on 2nd and 10, Geno Smith, play action.
Johnson maximized some of the players' abilities in 2024, specifically Jahmyr Gibbs in the year that he had and the rise of Amon-Ra St. Brown over the past couple of years. Whenever that belief is said, there's kind of almost this implication that Dan Campbell is just this big
guy must be
meathead that
serious
doesn't know what's
about
going
his,
on, that he basically walks into meetings and says, I have no idea what's going on. Just
we're going to find something
and
on
we're going to win games
Rumble.
and go for it on fourth down. And that type of
this
disrespect really just frustrates me with
video
Dan
I'm
Campbell,
actually playing
because
right here. So let's go sports. NFL, Miami Dolphins. They're actually straight up playing the games here. Live play-by-play. Browns Bengals party. You got happy hour?
Not much, man. What's happening with you, man?
Okay, here we go.
Opening day. Cheers to you, brother. Are you sipping on anything? Fuel Labatt Blue for right now. Hey, I got the Oktoberfest in their fridge. Hey, now. Joe Flacco completes Njoku running on the right-hand side. A flag.
Yeah, he injured his own player, too.
Are they going to call
he ran into the
Worthy on the block? Nice.
Goldmeyer's player.
Now, where are you at? Are you a second or two behind me on the Njoku catch, or am I behind you? They're showing the replay right now. Okay, they're making the call.
She was not happy.
I'm ahead of you. Oh, shit.
I like
Do you have the ability to pause? Let's see here. Because if we could sync, that would be ideal. The flag was on Harold Fannin Jr. All right, he mugged him. Going to a game break showing the Steelers, Aaron Rodgers, first touchdown pass on the Steelers. They are up 7-3 on the Jets. Who got that touchdown there?
Is he not going to let me play this? Here we go.
Number 20. Okay, they'll mark off the yardage there. You're coming up on the final seconds of the first quarter here at MetLife Stadium.
Across the middle, incomplete. Number 3 saying, yo, get your hands off me. Gets up, clapping. Here comes another flag.
I'm going to do this
when
when
the
the Lions
Ohio
game
State
comes
Buckeyes
on.
when they play with Jeremiah Smith. Nobody can handle him, so they just mug him every single play. They're talking about it, though. The refs are huddled up. Go ahead, Slick Willie.
Yeah, I hadn't seen the play yet. We're in the backfield here.
Which car?
All right, Flacco's taking the snap.
So on this play, Judy's faking like he's going out to the right, and he jukes his defender well, where he's got him wrapped up. He's ahead of the play. Pass interference. The Browns are marching. The Browns are matching the Bengals' energy, and it's reminding me of that great Baker Mayfield game. Of course, we got to put a touchdown in before I can start thinking this way. But
yeah, I mean, my thing is this: I think this game is going to be competitive. How the rest of the season is going to pan out, though, is going to be a completely different story.
Talk about a completely different story. Oh, who's down on the ground for the Browns? Slow to get up, 77. Is that Wyatt Teller? That play you're about to see, it's going to be a direct snap to Harold Fannin. They have him playing all over the place.
Where's my smoky eyes?
Yeah, they kind of mentioned that they were going to do that earlier in the week. So
he is that type of a talent. A very curious character to check out. So we're going to move at the end of the first quarter now. It's a commercial break. Angela watching. Angela and I go so way back. Angela and I go way, 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 way back. so many years, and she's working right now. And guess what? She's listening to today's show. I am the radio feed. Slick Willie, you are Angela's radio feed, listening to what's going on here today.
So I'm part of the radio feed. Interesting.
Yeah, man.
Does anyone root for the Browns? I know a few people around here that do.
This, Angela, I think you're watching us right now through Facebook. Can you go to the New American Media YouTube
it's pretty
channel?
much 50-50 in Toledo
Your
area.
comments will show up
Browns
on the
versus
screen
Lions fans.
that way. Also, Slick Willie, if you're not doing that, you can type comments in our chat room.
Oh, shit.
Or on the YouTube feed for the Unhappy Hour or for the New American Media. But I think you'll get a direct audio feed with the.
You never can get a perfect connection and stuff like that. I know when I did my podcast with the horror movies, ours was all recorded and then set to play, at midnight on Sunday morning.
So you do it in advance and then you drop them midnight Sunday.
Yeah, that's how we did it then, because then we kind of some editing, some sound effects, stuff like that. So, but it worked for us when we were doing it.
Guess what's occurring here? We got our Brady Bunch thing happening. Now, hold on a second. We found Angela.
Hey.
My homegirl.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Oh, that's cool.
I can hear you too.
Welcome. We're sipping on some wild turkey right now. How about you? Dylan Sampson, big play across the right-hand side. First down flag on the play.
No, I'm working at the liquor store, and my Browns app keeps turning off, and you're the only thing that stays on. So I'm listening to everything through you.
Oh, that's awesome. Open invite when we do this to jump in, and we're sitting. Look at me. I'm at the sports bar. We're talking about the Browns. It's what we've done for decades, right? Nothing.
Yeah.
But we're doing it remotely now. I haven't talked to you in a heartbeat. I saw your brother recently. Well, maybe last year, but recent
That's
for
cool.
me. I don't get up to Ohio a lot.
I know.
This is Slick Willie. This is Angela, everybody.
Hi.
Angela,
nice to meet you too.
How you doing?
Good.
That's awesome. So now you jumped in and you found us live. You found us on Facebook first. Oh, that was hands to the face to Flacco, rocking his face mask back. Oh, and he's giving him the cry harder sign. Oh, I don't like the Bengals so much. Let's punch this in for a touchdown. Trey Hendrickson being a punk out there.
All right, we back.
All right, we're at the 4-yard line.
Here we may have enough to do an ad read here.
Flacco, under one back set. Asking the fans to shut the fuck up. Sends a man in motion. Handoff left. Jerome Ford. Gain of 2. So that's going to set up maybe second and goal at the 3.
Like my shirt?
We're up to 13. So.
Flacco round. Show me the bottom of it. It says find out. Yes. Angela, do I have to state the obvious that any day you get to feature prominently your chest?
Yeah, I was telling her that your dogs lost it when they heard that.
Do I have to say this
trying
out
to get
loud?
to the mutant time.
The craziness
of it all.
Yeah, Angela's not only an awesome human, but she's also very gifted. But no, that is an awesome shirt. Did you get that this season or 2 seasons ago?
2 seasons ago. I'm just excited to wear it.
I hated Flacco when he was on the Ratbirds, but I love him on the Browns right now. I love him on the Browns.
Now we're down to 12.
I love him.
The adult in the room.
Get the wife in here too. So
I look at it this way. Flacco,
make sure her phone. Hey,
I
when
didn't
you
like
jump
him
in, make sure your phone's on.
With the Ratbirds, but
data,
as a
not
player
Wi-Fi.
in general, even when he was there, he was one of those players that I was willing.
Your way, it's pulling a different IP address,
for my fantasy football team because he is a quality player.
There we go.
This is a running
play.
play.
Ad read time.
On the 3rd down, gave it to Jerome Ford over to the right-hand side, and he kind of got bottled up. It's probably going to be 4th and 1 at this point. I think he got a yard on the play, but they couldn't punch it in. You know what Stefanski does? Stefanski does what Stefanski does. Love it or hate it. Reminds you of watching the Lions 4th and goal.
Here we go.
You know damn well they're going for it. They're analytic-based, baby.
Boom, boom.
Field goals are for losers. Coffee is for closers. Close it, Flacco. Under center, hands it off, in for a fucking touchdown.
All right, you've probably noticed Rumble is growing fast, and it's not
play
slowing
behind
down.
Running back. We had
We're building
no
a real
idea.
alternative
Flag
to
on the
big
play.
tech that puts creators first and actually protects free speech.
Don't even say that.
Kevin's
Now
not
there's
happy.
Rumble Premium, an easy way to upgrade your experience. With premium, you get ads
formation
across the
Kevin's
platform.
doing
No
this.
pre-rolls, no interruptions.
He's doing
just
this.
the content you came for.
Antonio's
Plus,
not
premium members
particularly
unlock
happy.
exclusive content.
They're asking if someone
like
didn't
bonus
declare
videos,
on the field. The officials are yapping it up.
More,
Hold
more
on,
from
flag
your
on the play.
favorite
Browns
creators.
punched it in for a touchdown.
Right
Officials
now,
are
Rumble
trying to
is
fuck us
offering
like they
$10
always
off
do.
an annual
Yep.
subscription.
And
Just
by the
go
way, I
to
love Jim Donovan, but he never talks like the rest of us
rumble.com/premium
do at a
and
sports
use
bar.
the
So
promo
I love
code
you, Jimmy,
studio.
forever. And hey, like I miss you.
That's
You're the greatest to ever do it.
rumble.com/premium, promo code
But
studio.
we cuss it up a little bit because we're passionate.
No
Here
ads,
comes
more
the
freedom, and content you actually
touchdown,
care about.
Browns!
That's the deal.
Yes.
Here we go, baby. That's a slow release satisfaction
Right.
right there.
Sweet.
Touch.
Thank you guys for
I'm
enjoying through that.
watching
I guess
the
apparently
argument
Browns
right
just
now.
scored.
in
Keep
the
doing
debate,
this. I mean,
so-
they keep saying like something about this means to declare. I'm not.
Well, no.
All right. Let's get this
doing
in
this means it's clean. It should be clean.
Rocket Sanders, number 35, our number 3 running back that we signed, I believe, out of the Canadian Football League, gets us the touchdown. Number 35.
Yeah.
He's
the background was
hefty
still
boy.
going.
He's got a little girth to him. A nice goal line
You see Junkin.
presence.
All right.
I know.
Sorry, I thought
you got a point, Tom.
when I went to solo that it muted automatically
you
muted
see
the
yesterday
presentation.
that,
so
Quinshon
next time
finally
I will.
signed.
Thank you.
We
for
tied the game
input
7-7.
there.
We're heading into commercial break.
That might get rejected, so we may have to do
Cool.
a few more. So no big deal.
Yeah, we signed Quinshon Judkins. Angela, are you surprised it took so long to sign Quinshon?
Listen, I don't know a shit ton about players and stats and all this other stuff. I just
Let's
like
go
to root
messy.
for the Browns. I like them to win, and I don't know a lot of it.
They are loud, aren't they?
But I learn so much more every
second.
All right, hold on. Let me figure this out.
Heck yeah. I love that we're all
They're loud
figuring this
anyway.
out together. New season, new energy.
Audio, video.
All right.
Camera.
Yeah, but next time I will mute that.
Um,
Thank you for the
Where the
input. I
microphone
appreciate
is,
it. Let me
underneath the
get
screen.
into Rumble.
You
and
can
put
press
this
it to
in
mute your side.
He is on a cell phone too, so.
Oh, are you on your cell phone right now?
So don't forget. Content.
There,
You're muted?
she has it turned off.
Perfect.
Yeah, she's
It is.
muted.
So that's how when Angela needs to go do something, tap that button, do everything you need to, and
Yeah.
come back when you can. Angela's it's a placeholder. Also, William, if you could spin your camera like
Yes.
2 clicks to your, how would I explain it? Clockwise, you get a little glare away.
That way. Get the glare away. I'm in my garage. I watch a majority of my football games in the garage.
Yeah,
I
man.
got it set up. I got 3 TVs out here. If I choose to have people over, and that's usually what I do. I have poker games here, so we got fights on, baseball games, college football.
By the way, speaking
That's
of
usually
setup,
how-
let me reset up today's program. Check this out.
Hi, this is Eric Metcalf, and you're watching Unhappy Hour.
All right. Sweet. Unhappy hour. What happened?
Come on. Eric Metcalf was like our goat
Excellent.
growing up, right?
Oh, yeah.
The Cleveland
Hell,
drive, 16 plays, 58 yards, 9 minutes, 50 seconds taken off of the clock. We matched the Bengals' energy. Kickoff goes across the 30, 35, upended. Woo! 15 Jones went flying up to about the, what was that?
All right, let's go check
35,
out.
40-yard line? You'll see that in a second.
Did
I'm
have
watching.
control clearly.
He's streaming for the Browns.
Drake May
You want
going
play-by-play?
to his wide
He
receiver
lives down in
for
Bowling
the
Green.
first score of the 2025 season for New England. Back to the New York drive.
Huh? Will you let him out? Tell him.
And a double box with Alvin Kamara and the Saints. Kamara, did he step out of bounds? No, he did not. Alvin Kamara,
It may be.
finding the offense for the New Orleans Saints, brings the faithful at the Superdome to their feet.
We hit it. We highlighted it. Alvin Kamara is still the
Oh,
best
they
player
just
on the
detected
field.
it, so we're going
And he
back over.
Were you guys have? Did you guys?
YouTube
have
keeps
water at
detecting
Woodstock?
red zone,
I
so
heard it was a premium item. To
We
come
brought
across.
stuff. We were super smart in how we did it.
Yeah, I remember I was invited. The problem at the time, I was thinking now if I was married to my first wife or we were dating.
The fact that you call her your first wife sounds like it's a problem.
Yeah.
I digress.
Yeah.
I've been there.
So,
I'm probably
gonna go and
because we have a decent group. I'm probably gonna just go ahead and end
get a van
and
and
YouTube
just
stream.
stock it full
That's what
of
we did.
What we needed.
That's what we did.
Hopefully, people keep coming
That
in
was
here.
Good plan.
I ended up not going, but my
I don't want
buddies
to get
did, and
completely banned on
they
YouTube.
they started selling bottles of just
do
12-ounce
something.
bottles of water for like
That was in 99,
15
20,
bucks.
26
Yeah.
years ago? Was that really 26 years ago?
That was not 26 years ago. It was like 2 years ago.
That was 99. That was
I
last
think 2 years ago. Yeah.
maybe 2. Yeah, but we did. We brought a shit ton of stuff. But really, when you were out of your, because the car was over there and like leaving and coming back wasn't really a.
It wasn't a thing.
You brought in what you could. You got your tents full of your stuff. And you were sort of on your own. And right toward the end, man, it did start getting into $10, $15 bottled water territory. And it's like, no wonder people are burning shit. They're kind of pissed off at, advertised
prices.
Couldn't even deliver.
If you want to see a good documentary on Netflix, they have.
I watched it looking for me. Angela, did you watch the Netflix documentary?
Yes, and I was looking for me too, but I never saw any of us in it. But it was also good too because we had guys with us, and just to see all the things that happened to the women, because there was a lot of drinking and stuff, but we had all of you guys with us, so us girls were always protected. I never even knew anything crazy was going on because
I didn't either.
I had my big brother Brian, I had my real brother David. Yeah, like we had guys with us at all times.
And my brother Chris.
Your brother Chris,
I just saw this stuff.
No, I didn't know about any of that. I know when they started burning shit during Come On Baby. What was it? Let me stand
it was,
next to you.
Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Yeah, the Chili Peppers are the one.
Okay, by the way, 39-yard line, 1st and 10.
So
Bengals
I'm going to save this
out of
in the description.
Shotgun, Joe Burrow, tie game, 7-7.
At 1 hour, we're going to go ahead and switch over completely.
A lot of confusion. Crowd must be loud. He's going
up
40
minutes now.
2 audible. Back into the shotgun. 7 seconds left on the play clock. Joe's still pointing. He's clapping for it now. 3 seconds on the game clock. Hands it off to Chase. Dropped immediately. All right. I think the momentum is turned. I think that touchdown is fucking crucial for the sound and the energy in a stadium. You guys have been
Dirty
Browns
didn't
game.
get.
If you're strong and you're in it, you fight. But if you're deflated or defeated, you get really quiet really quick, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I will say, and this is going back to last year's Browns opener against Dallas. I think the same thing is happening.
Grab something out of my car.
And across the board. What happens is the visiting team can make a very large presence be felt at an opposing team.
I'm going to try to. It's going to be exclusively on Rumble though, because YouTube's going to screw me. So I'll get people in and we'll go over 30,
there. Home crowd to visiting crowd. And even with that many people there, the Browns fans can be drowning out the Cincinnati fans during the play calls. And I look at it this way with this game here, and especially the Browns game last year, with the amount of visiting team fans there, I think it's kind of embarrassing for the home team to have that many fans.
And in fact,
team.
Your point you're making is why the Cleveland Indians lost the 2016 World Series, because too many greedy motherfuckers sold Game 7 tickets to the Cubs, and we lost home field advantage. Also, the rain delay, I know, but
she's doing good.
On that last play, Burrow
looks like she got some snack and some carrots and stuff.
Gain of 1, but they got their 10-year veteran offensive tackle injured on the ground, going to commercial right now. So Browns defense is tightening up. Bengals just suffered a prominent injury. We don't know to what degree. We'll be back after the commercial break. But I maintain.
But I agree with you 100%. But I truly look at that and go and say, what the fuck? I mean, pardon the language, but it is what it is. I mean, I was at that Dallas game last year, and whenever something happened good for Dallas, that crowd was so loud. Yeah, I mean, it was almost like it was a Dallas home game, and I was like, "You gotta be freaking kidding me!" And I mean, Joe Burrow had a hard time getting the play call the audible's out, and that's a testament to the fact that you've got so many Browns fans at that stadium making so much noise that he can't hear or convey himself to.
Yeah, and that's
team.
what it's supposed to be. I remember going. One of my favorite moments of this, Willie. What am I calling you, Willie?
Happy
Bill,
Sunday, Greg.
William?
Over on YouTube.
Just don't call me late for dinner.
We got everybody heading over to Rumble so we
Ohio
can
State Buckeyes game
watch
at Cal.
what we want to watch rather than.
Oh my Lord! We drove up from Los Angeles and went to that game. It was about 85% Buckeye fans, and that it was the chants and doing the wave of O-H-I-O. We took over their entire team of 70,000 people. It was 90% Buckeye fans. It was incredible. But I've been to Browns-Steelers games where Schittsburg fans are 10 times less than us, and I'm going, what is happening here? We got to gain some self-respect. It's just at a certain point, you're fighting for pride. You're playing for pride.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm to the point now where it's, don't get me wrong, I love the Browns, but that last game, just with the amount of crowd.
I know it leaves a bad taste in your mouth. By the way, give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Hold down the fort. Yeah, the Bengals offensive lineman is limping severely off the field. Dalton Risner, 7th season guard, is coming in from Kansas State. It's 3rd and 8, 7-7. Bengals on their side of the field, about the 40-yard line. Burrow out of the shotgun. He's walking up to center, trying to make more changes. A little confusion. Here's the snap. Burrow back. Pocket collapsing. Throws it across the middle. Complete. Was that Gesicki? 88 on the play? Who's 88? Was that Gesicki?
Your tight end.
Yeah, he's one of their 2 tight ends. Here's Nimbus, by the way, if you've ever met.
We'll be able to do another ad in about 10 minutes, guys.
No, I have not.
We made a whole 14 cents on that last one.
All black cat. I've got one named
Buttons, the black cat.
Yeah.
But if you come out,
Mr. Nimbus for 19 years, got him in Los Angeles, California.
People in it, all
right, Bengals, fresh set of downs at the 45-yard line out of shotgun. Yeah. Burrow fakes it to the right. Pocket collapsing. Burrow gets drilled.
Don't you have to do
complete pass off to the left-hand side.
Yeah, we'll have to do 5 a month just to stay monetized.
Gain of 2, but Burrow took a hit to the ribs on that one. 2nd and 9. They're going to give him about 1 yard on that. Yeah, it's just crazy, Willie. Talking to Angela, thinking about all those interesting life events. You look back at your life for decades, and it's like, you can't recreate those shared experiences. Like you have people in your life or you don't.
I mean,
we're not going to go back to red zone until we
that's
shut off
Gen
YouTube,
X
guys.
thing. I mean, in which by the sounds of it, we're all Gen X.
I just don't want to risk it.
I'm technically a Zennial. I'm in like the 3-year period of like 79 to 81 or 82. Like there's a
you're Gen X. Don't even know.
You're what year were you born?
I'm gonna look this up on Grok. Andrew off the top ropes, by the way, incognito mode. We're thinking she's muted. She's like, no, you can't see me, but I'm watching you. I will check.
Yeah, Gen X is from 1965 to 1980.
Okay, there's a Zennial generation. I'm pulling it up on Grok. It's a micro generation. Joe Burrow, pressured, running, getting tackled from behind. Myles Garrett, not quite a sack. He got about 2-3 yards on the play, but you can call it a sack. Bringing 4th and 7 to the Cleveland Browns.
Who's going to call it a sack? He got 2-3 yards.
They tried to get him to chase on the play. Myles was pushed out of the play, continued on. Woo! That's why you play the game, baby. Okay, I'm looking at Zennials. There's too many. TLDR version. I like using Grok, and I like being precise. So they're saying it's 77 to 83. It bridges Gen X, which is 65 to 80. Hold on.
It's a bridge.
Hold on. Hold on.
Primary.
1 second. Let me just get this up.
So, honey, technically you're a Zennial.
Let me share the tab instead. Are we all on the same page? Let's make sure we can see this. Let's full screen this shit. This is
77 to 83.
Micro generation between 77 and 83. Boom, I qualify. That brings Gen X, which is 65 to
I've seen
80.
people be Gen X.
We have
all the way up
millennials,
to
81 to
though.
96. The term was coined in 2014, and it's the smallest cohort of 5 to 7 million people across the U.S., but that's between 77 and 83, and I split the difference at 79. So I'm just here to let both of you know that if you were born between 77 and 83, you're called a Zennial. You are enough millennial and enough Gen X to be both.
Doesn't matter.
Blah, blah,
and
blah,
I
blah,
yield
blah.
the rest of my time.
All right, let's see how the teams is doing. I'm getting stomped because none of my teams
generation
are playing at 1 o'clock. All the pickles are.
Well, I'm sure I'm getting stomped because of what happened on Friday.
With Worthy?
I only have one player playing right now.
Yeah, you are. 63 to 19.
Yeah.
Wow. McCaffrey. Well, see, most of your players don't play till later anyway, too.
I know. I think I got a lot of 4 o'clockers.
You have Marvin Harrison, who's got 12 points already, in the Commanders' defense.
Oh yeah, I forgot my defense.
They've only given up 3 points, so. But Worthy, yeah, he kind of fucked you. McCaffrey was questionable, but they say he is playing. So let me see. How is Ezzy doing? Ezzy is getting beat 43 to 18, but he doesn't have hardly any of his players playing yet. His quarterback, running backs, he's got a lot of people not playing. Chase, though, man, hopefully he does. Dude, you got Chase. He's been the number one scoring player for the last 3 years in our league. So you having that early pick because you were new, got you him. And for some reason, whoever had him last year did not strap him down, you know? So Baker Mayfield's only got 2 points. So, yeah, he's got a lot of players that aren't doing all that great, but Kelsey did good for him the other day. That's it. I mean, Barkley did really good for him. So we got a lot of possibilities. Watch him.
You were just out there.
He's like, I just want another treat. All right, let's see. Cajuns versus Heath. He didn't remove that guy. This guy's exempt for the first 2 games, and my son still started him. He didn't reply to me when I messaged him this morning to fix that. So we'll see. Cajuns is my son. That's my brother. Let's see, we already checked Skullmeyer. Let's check Hertz, Donut, and Blue Knots. Blue Knots is out by about 20 points. He's got a ton of people playing. He's got Justin Fields against Pittsburgh.
You don't get a treat. Sorry, dude.
He's got 10 points. He's got a touchdown, 91 yards passing, 28 yards rushing. He's got Brown from Cincinnati, who's got a rushing touchdown. He's doing pretty well. A lot of players playing. Let's see how Jody's doing against my buddy Tyler. Looks like it's pretty close. Motor City Kitties are ahead right now, but looks like he's got a bunch of players that aren't playing yet. Because Kelsey's a bitch. That's why he got slapped.
Kelsey took out my player.
Yeah, Kelsey took out his own player on the wife's team. I already told him that.
Asshole.
Yeah.
Because you know how I got, and you know what's fucked up? You know how I accidentally got Prescott? Is because I was going to pick up Kelsey, and I fucking hit Prescott.
Clicked on the wrong one.
But I'm glad I didn't pick up Kelsey because he's a bitch.
Yep. He got slapped, I guess, during the game. Somebody slapped him.
He's a bitch.
Because he's a bitch. And then me. Yeah, I'm not doing good. I got the least points out of the whole league right now because nobody's playing. I got one player, I think, playing, Hubbard. He's only got 31 yards rushing. Everyone else is later. It's Monday, Sunday 8, Sunday 4. So yeah.
Did not make the reception, and we were lining up the punt.
So yeah, that's the first update.
And Bojorquez gets a snap, kicks away. That's a nice kick.
I think he's going to change his name to
drives him back
Travis
to
Swift when he gets
23,
married.
make a return.
He's that much
big
a bitch.
return up to about the 47-yard line. And
that was a really good return. That's
what's he working in a liquor store? He's broadcasting from a fucking liquor store or something.
At least it was a good kick.
Bojorquez, one of our masters, one of the best that we have.
I think.
Hey, Kelly Butcher's watching. Kelly,
is that a fake background?
Kelly, I thought
Why
you were
does he
at
have
the
so
game.
many bottles that are all the same?
Are you watching us while
It has to be a
at the
store.
game? That would be awesome.
He's broadcasting from a store.
Erica, oh my gosh, Erica, how are you? Haven't talked.
It's even
to you
got
in a minute.
it's even got like price tags underneath them on the shelf.
Kenneth is
Either
an
that's a
interesting
fake background or
Ohio sports fan. Kenneth is a photographer.
Got a nice ring
Kenneth
to
does
it.
A lot of stuff, right?
Travis Swift.
Am I confusing you with?
Yeah, as a football
Kenneth
player,
Sell, I know
Swift, but there's already
I
a
like
Swift.
Kenneth Sell. Holly Pierpont,
my
she's
son
a.
should have started his.
We got to
Swift
get
today.
Holly in. Can we send Holly a message here? Let me go on Facebook.
Used to be a Lion.
Hey, what was your best
Dirty
live
Finnish girl
experience with the Browns game?
Best live experience with the Browns.
Can I tell? Let me leave while you ponder it. I was at the playoff clinching night game. Browns hosting the Jets. Joe Flacco came out. I mean, we beat him in the first half and just cruise control to a playoff.
Where she's talking about,
and that was like
one of the fun.
I haven't had a lot of tastes of winning since
everybody lines up the sauna and one
and
person's
just
on their
celebrating the playoff.
and that one person underneath sticks their finger up somebody's butt through the bench,
enough.
and everyone tries to figure out who's got the finger.
My big memory.
It's not true.
We're going back to Municipal Stadium. We're talking old school Browns.
Yeah, I was
before
there.
the move. It was I wouldn't say a cold game, but there was some snow flying. The Browns
Pretty close,
playing the
Eggsy.
Vikings.
Could you bring it up though, on your phone?
Oh, they were heading into
Cincy's
dog
everywhere.
pound, and
She's making it
there was
smell
a
good
fake
up in
field
here.
goal. The passes
Because we got all these
completed to,
dogs.
of all people, Clay
And they
Matthews.
stinky dogs,
Victory
even though
in the
two of
game.
them had baths yesterday.
You know,
that was
I
ages
gave the pug and the
but
and the bully
you feel that electricity
a
in
bath
that
yesterday.
game. It was just
Chase
awesome.
is going to get about 3-4 yards on that play, bringing up second down, 8 minutes, 15 seconds left. Lucas Patrick injury update. The guard is a right calf injury listed as doubtful.
You play it all the
Now,
time.
they
Dirty's
got
like,
their
you mean it's
backup
not true? I
offensive
play it
lineman
all
in
the
a couple
time.
of plays into the season for
You got a
the
sauna?
Cincinnati Bengals. Not
We
a
need to
great
come over,
sign
man.
if you're Joe Burrow and the boys, but here we are, second and
Something
7.
we kind of want around here
Bengals
is a sauna,
at
man.
their
I would love
own
to have a sauna.
49-yard
Just get the
line.
eggs
Joe
out,
Burrow out of the
stuff.
shotgun.
I think it'd be
Takes the
better
snap,
than hot
looks
tub.
right, throws right, complete over the middle.
Like
T. Higgins, that's a
nice
gain of
moist
about
heat.
20-something. Excuse me, Jamar Chase. First down, Bengals driving. This is not what you wanted. This is why it was important for the Browns to get a couple of first downs on that last drive, even if they got stopped.
All right, let's see what
Drag
they're
out the
saying now.
clock and move the field
All right.
position 40 yards further downfield.
How many minutes
They
we
weren't
got
able
left?
to do that, and now they are facing a
All
very
right, 2 more
close,
minutes, and then
very
we're shutting down
dangerous
YouTube.
Cincinnati Bengals offense, 1st and 10.
So please head over.
Cincinnati.
I'm gonna
7:16 left in the
copy
second.
this real
Burrow
quick
under center.
from the
Sends a
description.
man in motion off to the left.
Then I'm gonna do a
Gets
YouTube
it, fakes
post.
a screen, hands it off to Brown, who goes about 6 yards up the middle. Setting up 2nd and 5, 2nd and 4, maybe. Yeah, you know, I have so many memories about old municipal.
Thank you, everybody
stadium.
who
I
did
took
come
the
in
seat in front of me.
on YouTube. Unfortunately, even
I
when
was at that last
spent
game.
a couple of
Feet up,
seconds
and I
with no
started
volume
pushing,
on Red
pushing,
Zone, they
pushing,
start
and I
flipping out.
exploded the whole row of seats, and I grabbed the seat in front of me.
Darmy, you're such a retard.
Very nice. I was on the close end of the field,
You don't
and
realize how much I love you.
we were
I
lower
climbed under the
bowl,
bed.
and when the
See
M80
that
started
ball?
going off in the end zone and they flopped the field, we were kind
my
of like,
ball.
well, what the hell is happening?
Yeah.
And the fact that we won the game
Say hi.
was it was
Everybody's
surreal,
asking about you.
and it left an empty empty feeling in the gut. And the worst part is I went to that game as sick as a dog because my wife, ex-wife at the time.
He's back.
Was like, are you sure you're going to go to this? I'm like, yeah, because I may never see another football game here in the city.
His bumpy ball. He loves it.
Okay, Chase, 3rd and 2. Out of the shotgun. He gets hit. He's rolling left. He throws it complete. Doggone it. That's going to be another first down. Pirine with the catch, number 34 for the Bengals. The pocket collapsed. Burrow got hit. He bounced out of it and rolled left, made the play. I mean, that's just the difference between a top-tier quarterback and having some schlub. 96 got in there and disrupted the play. 63 got beat. Miles was right on top of Burrow, but he had just enough. Oh, he got hit in the face. He got a face mask, actually, that they did not call. 96 grabbed Burrow's face mask.
You're always putting it in the middle.
And he
kept the
play alive. 5:17 left in the second quarter. Bengals at the Browns' 18-yard line. 4 out of the shotgun. The snap, looking left, throwing. Deep. Newsome had his hands up.
Coolman is nice. It's refreshing when I feel drowsy
while
while
call him on
DoorDashing.
pass interference. Are they calling Greg Newsome on pass interference?
A little peppy.
He didn't have.
All right, guys. Everybody on YouTube, head over.
Chase.
Click on the link.
Chase on the replay here, going down. Yeah, they're wrapped up, sort of.
We're gonna close it out.
I don't know.
Should I do the closeout video for them over on YouTube?
William,
how many people are watching?
4
people.
I'm
checking,
I'm
over,
checking
guys.
fantasy scores right now.
Well, look at the replay on this one, the pass interference. Tell me if it was
all right. Yeah, let's take a break and do the outro.
Fuck
it. For them.
I'm seeing the actual play right now.
Don't leave on Rumble.
Because when it ended, Newsome had his hands up, but his head wasn't facing the play. But there was handwork going on.
He had his arms wrapped up as before he put his hands up. So, I mean, it's not a ticky-tack. That's
this will be 1st and goal at the 3. Man in motion. Burrow out of the gun.
Oh, yeah.
Running back off to his left. Burrow takes it, throws deep into the end zone.
All right.
Out of the outstretched arms of Mike Gesicki.
Well, that's 3 minutes long, though. Fuck that. All right, guys. YouTube,
setting
goodbye.
Up 2nd and goal for the Bengals. 5:05 left in the second quarter.
Too long of a break.
By the way, I love doing the announcements.
I needed a break.
I love announcing a game. I think it's so fun.
Later, YouTube. Head over to Rumble.
Yeah, I don't mind doing it, but I've got it. I'm